Hello, everyone, and welcome to After Emoris here on Swindler's Den. I am your guest host today, Sharp, aka BakaZombie. Nisa unfortunately could not be with us this week, but she will be back very soon, so be sure to keep checking in to see her again. But I am joined with two beautiful boys, my guests today. We have Undead Felis, who plays Isabel, and Grislock, who plays Wade, and a new character that we will get into today. How are you guys doing today?
Doing swell, brother.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm just wondering if Griz will continue to play his new character.
That's true.
We don't know.
That is the question for the week, is it not?
It's one of the many, yes. I also realized today that all of the bearded men are on this episode today.
My beard's a little shorter than the past, but
it's getting back.
It's coming back.
Since I play a game on Party Web Games with Frost, our beards aren't that good. That man,
oh yeah,
has a giant mustache. Because it's fucking it's pretty glorious. I'm just like, all right.
I'm gonna have to stop in there someday and just be like, hey, love the beard.
Fucking that man's beard is insane.
All right. Yeah. Shout outs to our friends over there. But let's get into some questions here for what the people came to see. Reminder for those of you who want to submit questions in the future, if you join the Swindler's Den Discord, there's a channel to do so there. But our first question today, so I kind of noticed over watching the series that the Silvered Goats don't necessarily have a leader of the group. It's just kind of organized chaos for the most part. Mm-hmm. But especially in this episode, I noticed Isabel try to take the reins a little bit more, especially right after losing Wade, trying to get everybody to get together and start trying to figure out a solution. Do you think this is a trait of Isabel, or is it more of a Felis saying, hey, we need to do something here other than just run around and try and knock trees down and stuff?
It's a little bit of me, but it's definitely Isabel thinks she's in charge. I've said this before in an older After More. She's pretty sure she's in charge. Whether or not that's true or not is up for everyone else to discuss, but she's pretty certain that she is the leader. So
I think what has gotten into us into a lot of trouble is that we don't have like an actual leader.
Yeah.
So we're just like a bunch of people going all these different directions instead of like one focused unit. And maybe like through this arc of like Wade being gone and Free having died, maybe we'll be able to forge forward a path where one cohesive unit. I don't know. Let's look at the light at the end of the tunnel.
And yeah, to get into trouble, even with Isabel thinking of herself as a leader, she finds a way to get into trouble this episode, which we'll touch on later. But
oh boy,
and
it's supposed to be a cool moment, guys. It's all it's supposed to be.
We touched on a character of Free specifically dying for a short amount of time in Wade's life, currently in a limbo kind of state, not knowing if they're going to be able to get him freed from the Hag's deal or not. Have either of you experienced character death within a game before, either your own or another party member's? And what is that like to you?
I'm gonna take the reins because
go for it.
I think I've told this story to the Emoris crew before. But so I've known Dyto for a couple years. We met on an online game where we played Curse of Strahd. I had three. That game lasted 8 sessions because our DM disappeared. I had 3 characters. I played 3 characters.
And that was due to was due to character death?
Oh yeah, I got eaten by a shambling mound. We got fucking death cursed by a hag, and then the third guy didn't die. We stopped playing that game.
Right.
So,
for me,
I've had that.
My first ever character that I created died in the second session he was ever in. So that was fun. I got thrown into my friend's game that they had been playing for like a year already. So I came in at like level 5 or 6 or something like that. And right before they went into the Underdark. So the first thing we ran into was a Beholder, and I got Death Raid. So I had the most authentic D&D death experience I think you can have.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I have lots of experience with death in D&D though, like at least temporary death. I had a character that turned to stone for a while in Tomb of Annihilation, but then eventually the cleric gained access to greater restoration, so they were able to bring him back. So, but I've played a lot of characters. The character that I played as a replacement character, that character though died. So I've had my fair share of characters dying.
Yeah.
And personally, I've only had one-shot characters die, but I've had like that kind of like the Wade state where they don't really know what's going to happen, and anybody who plays D&D who hasn't had a character die or anything in like a traumatic state, it's a completely different experience because you're essentially watching your own funeral as you're watching your other players talk about your character, and it's something to experience for sure. On that note, have either of you experienced a full party death at all? It seemed like it was just singular character deaths from your stories. So
it wasn't a full party death, but we had five players and 2 survived the hags. So I've had a close call, but no permanent deaths, no big party deaths, I should say.
So I've never had a total party kill, but there was one where we were like all defeated in combat and then captured. So that's probably the closest, but yeah, I haven't had like a total party kill before.
All right. Well, Equa, get on it. These guys haven't experienced it yet. So speaking of character deaths or losing characters, that opens the doorway for new characters to come into the story, which brings us Rokanoka. I said that right, correct?
Yeah,
I didn't write it down for some reason, but yeah, I do have it written down. I'm a fool. But what was your inspiration for Rokanoka, and through the building process, were you thinking of, hey, this character might stick around, it might not stick around? Did you put any of that into your process of building him?
Yep. So my brain works really fast. It's like it never stops, and it just constantly goes. So the second I have one idea, I have 300 ideas. So Rokanoka came really quick. The night that Wade was gone, Rokanoka was already like complete. The concept, at least. So my particular inspiration for the character is that it actually came from Wade, because we know that Wade hunts gators. Wade's kind of always looked at lizard folk a little weird whenever he's seen them in the campaign. And I was like, I would love to just play that lizard folk to just kind of, be in tune with that. But also, I was trying to create something that would have a similar story to Wade, so that when Wade comes back, that character can also depart and have an easy exit from the story. But there is still potential. If Wade's gone forever, I could play this character into the future, and it could go that way as well. The name Rokanoka, actually, I was just saying things until I liked the sound of something. But when I said Rokanoka, it sounded a lot like Roanoke, the lost colony of Roanoke. And I just really, I really like that. I'm a history buff, and I like the mystery surrounding that, even though Felis will tell you there's no mystery surrounding it.
There's no mystery. We know exactly what happened there.
So it kind of stems from that.
Very nice. And alongside of that, Isabel seemed pretty taken to Rokanoka right away, his whole vibe. Do you think she still feels that? I mean, not much has changed past that point, but do you think she still feels that way? And what do you think of Rokanoka as a character, as a player yourself?
As a player, I love Rokanoka. I think he'd be very interesting to be able to play around with. I've said this a little bit before. I was very surprised that Isabel was the most emotionally stable of all the characters, which was not intended to be, but just happened. And so to have someone who appears to be actually a stable human being with logical reasoning behind his motivations is going to be nice. If Rokanoka stays around, I think he might become the leader, which probably would be good.
We'll see.
But Isabel is fascinated by this strange swamp man that she met, who she's just like, what's the fuck's up with this thing? Like, how does it work? So she's interested. She's definitely like curious about him, wants to get to know him more. But she met him, what?
Yeah, it was cool.
6 hours ago, and she committed a murder between those 2 times. So she's other shit in her mind.
Yeah, it was cool seeing a lizard folk come in because you don't see them very often as player characters. They're typically enemies if they do show up in campaigns. So it was fun to see him come in, as well as because Wade kind of gave that lightheartedness, the comedy part to the story. That's more of a dark story overall. Rokunoka kind of has that a little bit so far. Like he's gotten little spurts of jokes in, but obviously not to the same side of Wade. So we'll see if he sticks around, if the lightheartedness can stick with him, or if Wade takes that away from this campaign with his exit. Along with Rokunoka's introduction, we learned that he has a specific piece of armor made from a relative, Uncle Jeb. People have been questioning who is Uncle Jeb and why did he deserve to become armor.
Well, so lizard folk kind of, they at least Rokunoka, I mean, when the body is, it's there, and like I would assume in his tribe it's sort of like after death I want to be useful and used to help the tribe survive. Even in death I can help. And so Uncle Jeb probably, like most lizard folk of his tribe, offered up his body as a tool to be used because he doesn't need it anymore.
Exactly.
and lizard folk also have that special ability, cunning craftsman.
Yes.
Artisan craftsman.
I think it's artisan. I think you're right.
Yeah. So they have that like same flavor, which is fucking cool.
Yeah.
So lizard folk are super dope. If you guys have never looked into lizard folk stuff, they have a lot of abilities. They can bite and like drain life through their bite and like regain HP and all this really, really cool stuff. If you've never played one, check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it was Volo's
Yep.
tome
the monsters.
With the monsters. It has all of the evil PC characters. Definitely go check them out. There's kobolds in there; those are really fun. You get pack tactics and that kind of stuff. There's bugbears, goblins, all the fun characters you don't really see are in there. So,
if you want to see someone play a kobold, come check out our Halloween episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's gonna be coming up soon.
Yeah, we're filming it next week.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of fashion, Isabel found her obsession for trying to find the round sunglasses again. People are asking if there's anything to that, or if it's just a choice by you that's how she wants to look.
There is. It's a kind of a roundabout story, but I was on Twitter, and I'm sure people are familiar with I think it's called Pit Crew. Had those like, it was the same website that had the Among Us character creator thing. It's one of those. And I literally found one, which was called Lesbian Core, which I'm still not sure what that means. But I was like, sure, and I clicked on it, and I made Isabel, and the round glasses kind of worked well. So, I'm just like, I want to try to find one, and I was just had an opportunity when we didn't have a lot of stuff going on. I was just like, I'll take a look. It's a big market, like someone might have one, and looking for specifically round ones. They can't be half; they have to be round.
Yeah, just a character design choice.
It's a character design choice, but I didn't include it because I already made the character, and I'm like, fuck, so I have to buy them now. So
yeah, I always think of them as the John Lennon sunglasses. How I always think of them because
it's dark. Yeah. A little smaller, kind of just covering. It's a little matrixy. halfway between Matrix and John Lennon. You're right.
Yeah. So we also got towards the beginning of the session, Asmund sent a message to Wade. Now, I don't want you to reveal things you can't, obviously, but has Equa filled you in on Wade's state at all? Like what's going on with him currently, or?
I know a little. Equa has asked me like what questions, would Wade have asked any questions? What are they? I've thrown those at him and seen what answers I would get, as well as like maybe what condition he's in and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm informed about what's going on with Wade. And the message to Asmin, it's not too much of a spoiler to say she was disappointed with the answer she received because she kind of mentions that. Yeah. I guess that's all I can really say.
I mean, we've got characters doing their own things that we do know about, with Isabel essentially catfishing Heath and then intimidating him to help find his rival Wade. But Chaos has other ideas.
Yeah.
Do you want to expand on that at all? That's it turned into no pun intended chaos pretty quickly from what seemed like a good idea.
So I'll do a quick sort of explanation of the mechanics that people aren't aware. So I can become this is a state called Overtaken Host. I get extra build. I move a little bit faster. I have a multi attack. I can use an ability. I can frighten a creature that is my size or smaller. Actually, no, just smaller, medium or smaller. Because Isabel becomes a large creature, is overtaken. But to sort of get out of that, I have to make a charisma saving throw versus Chaos's charisma check. We have the same charisma because we share a brain. And I rolled a 16 plus 8. That's really fucking good. He rolled a natural 20. And so he just died. Because, like, I have a good chance of beating Chaos at that. Because I have a higher modifier. So it's not really a calculated risk. Like, yeah, I'm most likely going to win. Sometimes you don't. And then you eat a guy you didn't mean to eat. And then later be like, I could have just punched him. Like that, I could have just physically beat him. Or just done something else. I didn't have to become the monster. Oh boy, yeah, that's Isabel's definitely having some thoughts about what the fuck's happening to her right now.
One of those moments D&D's classic for, where just the dice just fuck you over.
Fuck you over. I rolled a natural. You rolled like a 9 on his charisma check. Then I was like, great, it's a natural 1. Technically a 9, but no.
Yeah, that's the fun thing with D&D. It's the unbiased character that does not care what happens to the story. It just says, "Hey, you're dealing with this now." I believe the quote going into that was, "This is going to be stupid, but
this is a stupid idea. I'm doing something stupid." I'm like, it would be kind of cool. I'm like that's to flex like my fucking like muscles. I haven't had a chance really to use chaos lately. So I kind of want to bring him out and be like, yeah, it's just like, but no, I ate a guy. I fucking ate a guy.
Do you think she's ever going to disclose that information to anybody, or is Heath gone in the swamp forever?
That is a secret she'll carry to her grave.
Really?
Oh, she's killed a lot of people.
Damn.
She's killed a lot of people, and you don't know a lot of the weird shit she's gone up to because of chaos.
What happens when Wade comes back and he's like, "What happened to Heath?"
Oh, I have a +8 to my deception, and Wade has like a 2 to his insight. Man, that's what's gonna happen. She's gonna be like,
"That's true.
He went out looking for you, and she's gonna like make him a hero."
What if Keijo's down 2 of their best gator hunters currently?
Yep,
that's true.
Yep.
As much as Wade would hate to admit that, but yeah. 3, if you count Kev.
That's true. Kev's gone too.
You got Hamish and Flea and the other one.
That's so funny. That's the one I always forget too. It's Trini.
Yeah,
Trini.
Yeah, but I had their names, and a lot of shit happened really quick.
Yeah,
and so a lot of information kind of got pushed out of my brain.
So what works, and like Equa says them this way, if you say Trini's name first, you'll remember it. Trini, Flea, and Hamish.
Trini, Flea, and Hamish.
That way it's easier to remember for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it is. Ever since that, I've remembered it.
Trini, Flea, and Hamish.
So the end of the session showed what Free had been trying to do for the majority of it, and to get away from the group and go off to find the hag to make a deal. essentially giving up her looks and anything to do with being a bard, her voice and being
Yep.
able to play instruments and stuff.
Mhm.
So I mean, what are you guys? The party doesn't know yet, obviously, because it ends right where she says that that it's a deal. How do you think this is going for? Does this change any of your plans as characters once they do find out that she did this and that they have 2 months with Wade now? Are you going to play both Rokanoka and Wade at the same time, trying to switch between those voices?
Do you want me to go first, or you, Felis?
You can go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
It will definitely affect my characters in many different ways.
Yeah.
First of all, okay, so Wade would be very upset to find this information out. He sacrificed his life for hers, and now she's just gonna do the same, and kind of like nullify his sacrifice, and like pretty much lose all of herself in the process, which is something Wade would not like to see. Two, Rokanoka is like, I'm either gonna have to play two characters or Rokanoka is gonna have to leave. I have talked to Equa about this, and we're not sure which direction we're gonna take yet. But one potential is Rokanoka goes off with the other hunters, aka Trini, Flea, and Haymitch, and helps them in the search efforts if Wade comes back. So we do have things that could potentially happen there, but it's gonna be. I don't think Wade would be happy about it.
Isabel would be furious because great, one of our party members that had like healing magic and like could awesome, like we just lost a party member. Like that's great, like cool. We're one down again. Okay. What was the plan to like go hunt the gator and then like undo all that shit already? We had a plan, so she would be fucking furious. And then she would probably hit Wade.
Yeah, I think Wade's gonna get a lot of hits coming
He's gonna
into
get his ass kicked.
And like, obviously, we don't know what condition the Hag is going to give Wade back in. He could even not have his powers, so essentially still be down 2 party members if trying to fix this solution, which could end, best case scenario, everybody's alive. Worst case, both Free and Wade, and maybe even more die because of it. Or are useless, yeah. Because essentially Wade still has to go back. So
yeah. We can just have free. If you have Chem play Rokanoka, it'd be great.
That's what I told her. I said, "Hey, you want to play Rokanoka? You can do that."
Yes. Although, I will say this. Something that Equa said, not really a spoiler because you'll learn about it the moment we start up. The deal has not been made.
It's not been finalized.
Not been finalized. Yeah. So there is a chance that Free might back up.
That's true.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about like, Wade and the Hag's deal. I was like, it hasn't been completed yet because Wade has to die for it to complete.
Free and the Hag have not made a deal yet. It is a ritual spell, so she has to analyze the details. So she might not.
She might back out. Deal might not be sweet enough.
First thing might be the first thing. Probably the first thing we want to do. So, fuck.
Yeah.
So you guys better tune in on Monday to find out. But I want to round off the questions with one from our Discord from our host Nisa, who wasn't able to make it, but she sent in lots of questions, and I grabbed one specifically because some of the other ones touched on things she was asking as well as other people. But ever since Isabel tortured the slavers and had her alignment change, has that or the slaver, sorry, has her alignment changed? Has that impacted how you play her? And also, because 5e doesn't really make you follow your alignment, it doesn't like penalize you if you don't. How much do you guys take alignment into your characters when you're thinking of things, or do you just say, hey, they're just going to be a little bit evil for a while? Because people aren't always the same alignment constantly.
Without getting overly philosophical, which I do have a habit of doing, even in the show, and then realizing like this is only matters someone who likes philosophy to the degree I do. Like if you don't like it as much as I do, or like it more than I do, my philosophy is terrible. I don't care about alignments. They don't matter because they're a reflection of your actions. So if a character acts evil, they're evil. But if they act good, they can become they're good. Like that. That's what. And it's also like a communal. There's a word I don't know how to forget how to pronounce it. Yeah, it's a yeah. So they don't. It doesn't really matter to me. Just play your character, and if that character is evil, that character is evil. I like to have an idea for alignment at the beginning, then try to stick to that. But then, obviously, Isabel's supposed to be true neutral. That was her alignment, and that didn't fucking work out. But it has changed a little bit of how I play her. Some plans I have for the character later on have changed a little bit. If they go the way I think they'll go, but they might not because she ate a dude. Wasn't my plan.
Gotta always come back to that one.
Yeah, dude.
For me, I'm kind of the same as Felis on this one. I think the alignment system is not a super important thing. I think it's more like a guideline when you're first making your character. One thing you'll know playing D&D is like when you finally step into the boots of your character, things change. You know, you don't play exactly how you expected when you created the character. So I find that it's more of like a guideline. Some characters you can be like, hey, this is a lawful, especially with like certain classes, like a lot of clerics and paladins and stuff. You can go into it and be like, I am lawful good. And you can pull that off easy enough because you just always obey the law or whatever. But a lot of the times I think that alignment is pretty wishy-washy and it's more like just a guideline, and it can change. It can definitely change.
Yeah, as someone who plays a paladin on this channel, she is no longer lawful good. I've decided because of things, so she is lawful neutral. But
there we go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people do things depending on their moods. You're not always the same, so don't feel like you have to run it that way. That's why I'm glad they kind of changed it, where you don't get penalized for not being your alignment, because
people are dynamic.
It's also an issue of like people like sticking to it too much and just being like, hey, like fucking, that's not fun.
Yeah,
like it's just like do something that's fun for everyone, because people, D&D is a group game. Like you need to get along with people. So if you're just being just being a fucking asshole about it, like that's one of the reasons why I'll never make a chaotic evil character, is because a fucking
it's hard to get along with the group.
It's hard to get along. It's just like, yeah, if you want to be chaotic evil, be a DM. It's your job.
Because they are
to be all the bad guys.
Yeah, you're all the bad guys.
Evil.
You can just be as crazy as you want, and it's so much fucking fun.
With that, is there anything I missed that you guys want to bring up at all before we say our goodbyes?
No, unless you want me to do the spiel.
The spiel.
I mean,
Thank you guys
I can
all so much for watching. Make sure to check out Emoris every Monday, Theros every other Wednesday, and The Lost Mine of Phandelver on Fridays here on Swindler's Den.
I'm gonna do a little cross promotion because you can't stop me. Although you could, you do control the recording. On Sundays at Party White Games, you can come check out our Savage World Deadlands playthrough, which we have not named yet. Our current working title we have not published. It's Fistful of Assholes, but that's probably not going to say it.
Also, you know what? While we're at it, Sharp plays on another channel as well with a fellow player on Swindler's Den. So go ahead.
Yes.
So over on twitch.tv/slimebasher every Thursday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Central. We usually use Eastern here, but we're Central players. I play in 2 different D&D campaigns. So yeah, go check us out over there. Those are DM'd by Bumble Scum, who plays Ukrit on our Theros games on Wednesdays.
Hell yeah.
We'd love to have you over there. But other than that, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel to be sure to continue seeing these After Remorses, as well as in the future a YouTube exclusive one-shot for Halloween that will be on October 27th. And to continue to see Emoris, go to Twitch, where we have a new emote starring Isabel and Chaos, as well as follow with the laugh, of course, and to be sure to follow Swindlers Den on Twitter, the new Instagram, and to join the Discord. I'm sure all of that is down in the description, and if it's not, get in the comments and let Griz know, hey,
Oops,
fix this.
Yeah, I'll be mad at him. Don't worry, I can insult it. I'll insult him for you. Just let me know. Just send me a DM, and I'll say terrible things about him to his face.
That's fine. Much love, y'all.
Yeah. Peace
Bye.
out. Say bye, Rufus.
Bye, Rufus.